My name is Hall Miller, and I am the president and principal of Mother of God School. My father was raised Catholic, and my mom converted after they were married. We grew up going to Catholic school. The real crisis came when my father died, and my mom, with 6 children, she really found Jesus in a powerful way in the midst of her need there. And she began to pray each day. And, during my teens, I continued to go to Mass with my mom and my siblings, but I was more enthralled by the culture of the world that said that sex and drugs and rock and roll was a lot more meaningful than faith. I left home 2 weeks before I turned 18. I put everything I owned into my car, drove off, and over the next year and a half, I got married. I bought an investment property, an old farm, and I went into business. It did not go well. Over the next year and a half, I failed at all 3. My wife left me. We sold the property just before it was foreclosed, and the business failed miserably. And I was, by the grace of God, I was at a place in my life where I was really hurting, and I began to search for meaning in my life. I looked through Eastern spirituality, this basic hippie spirituality, which was religions all have truth, we all just have to love each other. At this point in my life where I was just so needing answers, I read Siddhartha, I visited the Hare Krishnas, I read Eastern spirituality mostly. I wasn't trying to look to my Catholic upbringing. Where I really encountered Jesus was when my mom gave me a Bible for my 21st birthday, and I kind of looked at it, and I wasn't too excited about it. But one night, I just had this urge to go back to my little house and to open the Bible. This was not usual for me. This had never happened before. And I cracked open to the first page of Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiastes in the Old Testament. I started reading through. It was saying everything is meaningless, vanity of vanities, the futility of life. The book is attributed to King Solomon. And he said, I had everything. I had everything that the world promises will give your life meaning. I had wealth. I did all the projects that I could imagine. He had a harem. But his conclusion was that none of this gave his life meaning and purpose. As I was reading the scriptures, my heart just started burning. And what I heard so clearly, to a depth I don't think I'd ever heard before, was, Hall, your life is meaningless. You're going to die a meaningless existence. I love you. I have a plan for your life. I want to give your life meaning and purpose. And what was neat is that even though I was reading the Old Testament, I knew it was Jesus. I knew the answer was in Jesus. I knew that Jesus was the one coming to me, saying to me, I have a plan for your life. So what really happened through that experience was a lifting of that anxiety, that uncertainty, and what replaced it was a real peace and a joy. I knew why I was alive. I knew that God loved me. I knew that God had a purpose for me. Over the next couple of months, I ended up returning to the church, going to confession, going to Mass. And, the Mass was alive. Jesus was there. There was an encounter with Jesus Christ that took place for me in the Mass that was new for me. Over the years working in business, I got to a point where there was an unsolicited offer to purchase my business. It was a time as usual that I was praying every day, and I really began to feel that God was in this, and He was leading me somewhere else. At a certain point, I thought God began to say to me, I want you to quit your business, work full-time for a lay apostolate, And, by the way, to do it pro bono. And of course, my first reaction was, that's just not possible. I have a family to support. But the word that God spoke to me, like really strongly at first, but then over and over in the months following is, I'm your father. And a father provides. I'm providing for you. I'm providing for your family. I'm providing for this apostolate. The Lord really wanted to show me that He was a perfect Father and that His provision, was perfect. What's at the heart of a father? A father provides. A father provides for his sons and daughters. So over the years, He's been teaching me that in various ways, and I'm so slow to really trust and have faith in Him. But His goal that I really believe is to move me along a path, the path of the saints, that we trust in the providence of God. We trust that God powerfully lives within us, is guiding us, calling us forward.